Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today. I would like to talk about how time is a blessing in disguise and how you should be careful what you wish for. So I got an email from a very loyal client. I've been working with her since my channel got launched pretty much. Back in November we connected for the first time. And we've been working very closely since. I'm so proud of her progress and just find it so amazing to witness, everything that people go through on this journey and the growth that they've achieved. It's so amazing. So she sent me this email. It was an Abraham Hicks kind of newsletter thing, a snippet with some text about how time really is a blessing in disguise. It didn't say it in those words specifically, but this is kind of the gist of the email. It said that if we didn't have this buffer of time, which we often find utterly frustrating trying to manifest things on our journeys and also in our lives, if we didn't have this buffer of time, we would be creating all sorts of havoc. And can you imagine if every single person had their wish and then actually changed their mind? So if you had it instantaneously, you think of something 1 minute, you're like, yeah, that's great. And then you're like, oh, no, actually, I don't want that. And you go back and forth, creating, uncreating, creating, uncreating. It would be chaos. And also, this buffer of time helps us to get really clear about what it is that we want. And I think that is actually a true blessing, because for me, looking back now at my life and the relationships that I've had, my first relationship was a disaster because I was not clear at all about what I wanted. I just said, universe, I want a relationship. I got a relationship pretty quick, but on the surface it all looked quite good, but looking deeper within, it really wasn't, and so it didn't last, obviously. So it wasn't the relationship that my inner being, my true self really wanted for me. So, and also thinking back now about the situation with my twin, it's actually better to work on yourself first and then come together when you are strong and harmonious, because if you come together when you are trying to work things out, especially on this journey, it would be an utter mess. And I want to give this my best, and I know he wants to give it his best. We wouldn't be or have been our best back when we first connected because I was still insecure. Even though I'd worked on myself a lot, I still wasn't at the level that I am now. And there was so much for me that needed fixing, such as my career. I wasn't doing this as a full-time. I was only selling a few, psychic readings here and there on eBay. I mean, what kind of a business was that, right? So it wasn't as good as it could have been. And with him, the same thing. The career thing was also getting in the way. There's so much that we reflected back at each other that needed work, particularly our inner strength, self-worth and self-love. Even though we were pretty okay, we still weren't at the level that we needed to be at. We were still misfiring communication, unable to express feelings openly, and when we did express them, they didn't come out right, and we would take things the wrong way as well. I would say something that would trigger him, vice versa. It was an utter, mess. So time really is a blessing. And it allows you to get really clear about what it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life, which is, the most important thing, really, because I have manifested pretty crazy things in the past that it turned out that I didn't want. I've never told anyone this story actually, but there was this guy that I thought I liked, right? I thought I liked him, but I didn't really, because he flattered me at a very low point in my life, and so I did a reconnection ritual, for us to meet again and see if we could make things happen. But after I did that ritual, I didn't realize that I then met my twin flame. So I didn't want to see this guy again. And I thought, oh my God, how do I uncreate this? Because he was relentless. He would not leave me alone. And I thought, oh no, what have I done? I do not want him. So really, the buffer of time is a blessing in disguise. And this is a clear example for me. Because now, thinking back, I would have never done that ritual had I known that I would meet my twin. Like, why would I settle for this guy? And it took forever for him to just leave me alone. But anyway, he's out of the picture now, but oh my God, it was a mess. So really, you can see through that example, I'm sure you've had things in your life where you can see that really there is a reason why there is a gestation period, a buffer zone of time to save us from ourselves sometimes, because there is no way that what I had initially wished for would have been any good for me. And I got it because I think the universe wanted to teach me a lesson. Look, you don't just do rituals willy-nilly and without truly thinking about them. If you're not aligned with who you really are and you are low self-esteem and not respecting and loving yourself enough, you do end up doing stupid things like that. So that's the lesson I got out of that. And I know that why, in hindsight, I got that lesson now is because I can talk to you about it now and hopefully help you to see things a bit more clearly if you are thinking, why can't I have things now? Because I used to think that about my twin too. Why can't we be together now? But now I see that it wouldn't have been good. We would have been utterly frustrated and possibly broken up, getting back together. And that's not the kind of connection I want. I had that in my last relationship. And let me tell you, it was awful, truly, truly awful. And I would never want to go through that again or wish that upon anyone, because it is messing with your head. And it can be soul destroying if you aren't strong and confident and, stable within yourself. You'd be like, oh my God, is this all that I deserve? This is truly awful. So I know now why those things cannot happen. And I'm grateful to the universe and to my higher self for protecting me from these kind of things, especially on my twin flame path. Because the last thing I want is to repeat those stupid mistakes again and to suffer so badly, make him hurt so badly too. So I see why things have had to go the way that they have. And I hope that through my story, you can relate that to yourself and understand a bit better your situation too. So I hope this has helped you, and if you'd like to connect with me, all my details are in the link. I thank you all for, I've had a massive influx in clients, and I'm so very grateful. Thank you all for your patience that you've been having with me getting back to you. I know on my website it says 24 to 48 hours, but I've been a lot more busy lately, so I'm probably going to have to change that and update it at some point to give myself a bit of a wider buffer of time. How ironic is that, right? Because this is what I'm talking about as a buffer of time. But yeah, just so I can catch up. But I thank you all so very much for entrusting me to help you. That's so very awesome. So thank you. I hope this has helped, and yeah, all my details are in the link if you would like to connect with me, and have a wonderful day. Namaste.